All right. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Stephanie Gannon.
I'm Caitlin Young.
And I'm Janie Patterson. All right, so Caitlin, what did you choose for your EdTech tool?
All right, so I chose Class Dojo. I've actually never personally used this, but I have a younger sister who's currently using it. She's in third grade. So that kind of interested me in it, and I just wanted to learn more about it. So basically, it's just a tool that connects teachers, students, and families through just a bunch of communication features. So I'm going to share my screen and just to kind of explain some cool features about it. Can you see that? Okay, so it's really easy to set up. So to sign up, the teacher just has to register, create an account, and then they can invite their students to their class, and they can invite their students' parents. So just super easy. They just have to sign up through that. And then some cool things about it. So the teacher can upload pictures and videos to their class story. And the teacher or the students and the parents can both see this, which is cool. And then the teacher can also create portfolios. And this is where the students get to interact and upload their pictures and videos and comments. And then one of the most beneficial things I think from this is that the parents get to be involved. So they can see all of the things that the teachers and the students upload. They can see all the pictures, all the videos, all of the announcements that the teachers send. And then there's also a messaging app. And so the parents can message the teacher whenever they have any comments or questions or concerns. Super easy, a great way to communicate with the teacher. So this just talks a little bit more about that. The teacher can also set up random groups for the students so they can interact with each other. A little bit more about portfolio. And then it's really nice because they can use it in any classroom and on any device. It works on iOS, Android, and any, it's a web application, so it works on any web browser. So that's really nice. I'll stop screen sharing with you. So like I said, I've never used it, but my sister has. So I asked my mom about this because she has the app. So I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like from her perspective. You can see this kind of, oh, that is not good. Okay, well, basically it's just, it has little buttons on the bottom where she can go to the stories, see what the teacher announces and the messages and stuff. And so I asked my mom what her favorite part about it was, and she said that she really loved how easy she can get a hold of the teacher. And she also loves seeing the pictures and videos. There was an example, my sister's teacher just sent a picture of my sister at their Halloween party in her Halloween costume. My mom just said she likes that, being able to be a part of the classroom environment and be updated on that stuff. So that's just a little bit about it and what it is.
That's super cool. How would you rate Class Dojo on the SAMR and PICRAT scale?
Okay, so for SAMR, at first I was automatically it's just substitution, because I feel like you just substitute sending a message over iMessage into this app. All they do is just send the message to the teacher or the parent, and they can send videos and stuff. But the more I got looking at it, I think it actually fits better under augmentation, because augmentation is when technology acts as a direct substitution, but it has a few functional improvements, which I think is Class Dojo, because it also lets you work in groups, and they have portfolio and things like that. So I think it would be augmentation. And then for PICRAT, I think it would be IR, which is interactive and replaces. I think it replaces kind of more like substitution and augmentation. It just replaces iMessage, I guess. And then for interactive, I think that would be because the students actually get to add their input on the portfolio. They can add pictures and stuff that they like. So that's why I think it would be rated on those two.
And how much does it cost?
So the simple Class Dojo app, like the one that I just showed you, is for free for teachers, families, students, everybody. But if the student wants to continue to do it after the class ends, then it would be $7.99 a month. They also just came up, I think it was in 2018, they came up with a new kind of project called Class Dojo Beyond School. And this is inside the Class Dojo app, and parents just have the option to sign up for it. It just has a few new features, but that one does costs money. Personally, I think the Class Dojo app does just fine. You don't need that updated version, but if you are to sign up for it, then that would cost money, but the regular one is for free.
Okay, and are there any recent news on the Class Dojo app?
I tried to look for some. I actually couldn't find any. The most recent thing I found was that the one that I just talked about, Class Dojo Beyond School, and that came out in 2018. But other than that, I couldn't really find anything.
Okay, and what is the adaptability for diverse populations?
So I found that they actually adapt really well for ESL students. Like a year after the app launched, there was like 9.6 million teachers and students in different countries that used it. So they started offering it in different languages besides English. In like 2014, that's when they came up with the messaging system in it. And they added Class Dojo Translate is what it's called, and it automatically translates the messages into more than 35 languages for the teachers and parents. So I think they do a great way of adapting to those kind of students.
Okay, and what about the age level? What's appropriate?
I think it would be most appropriate for elementary level classes. Honestly, I think you could use it for any age, but I feel like it would work best with that age group. Just because I think when students are younger and those, like in elementary, their parents are more concerned about how they do. So they want to be more updated and like talk to the teacher more. But once you get into like high school, I don't think parents are as worried. So I feel like it would work best for elementary students.
Okay, and are there any companies that sponsor it?
I could not find any companies that sponsored it, no.
Okay, and what are the ratings?
So I got a good rating to start off. Someone said, I really like that this software app allows teachers to quickly and effectively communicate with parents and caregivers. I like not only being able to receive group messages and pictures of what's going on in my kids' classroom, I like that the teachers can also send individual messages. There is also a pretty cool report feature that allows teachers to send reports such as a positive, neutral, or needs work, and then can assign a specific number to each. It's a nice way to follow the progress of students, especially in a large classroom. So that was the good one. And then I got a bad one just to kind of see how they relate. And this person said the cost of Class Dojo Beyond, which gives you the ability to bring the reward system home, seems extremely high for what you get. He said it also seems that parents who do not have internet access could easily miss out on important information from teachers who use Dojo as their main form of communication. I also don't like that I can't download the pictures sent from the teachers throughout the day without paying for the full app. So those were 2 ratings that I got from different people. And then me personally, I think I would rate it a 4 out of 5 because I think it is really beneficial that the parents can easily contact them. I think that's really important for parents to have a good relationship with the teacher and to be able to easily contact them and ask questions if they have any. I also like how the app is free. That makes it really nice. But I do think that they could add more features to make it more beneficial and put it higher up on the SAMR scale because I think it's just more at the bottom. It should be more trying to transform the students' learning than just replacing it. And yeah, so that's kind of my review. But that's Class Dojo. So Stephanie, what app did you pick?
Okay, so I picked an app. It's called MindMeister. It's pretty interesting. So essentially, it's like, I guess the best way to put it would be it's a way for students to take notes, but it makes it a little bit more organized and like, I'll just show you. I'm going to screen share really quick and show you guys kind of how it works. Okay. So when you pull it up, it pulls up some templates right here that you can use, but you can also create your own. I'm going to do a quick example one and just kind of show you how it works really quick. So they basically have like a topic or concept, the main concept that they're learning that day. Let's say they're talking about the body. So that would be the main topic right there. And then you can add a little subcategory. One part of the body is, the face. And then we also have arms. And we have legs, so they can just kind of like add the different parts of the body right there. For the face, they can add more categories underneath that one. So they can be like eyes, and then they can say, we also have a nose. They can put mouth, and then under mouth, we have like teeth, and then we also have lips, and one last one, a tongue. So it's like they can take notes on it, and then they just kind of like list the different categories, break that down into different sections. They can move these around a little bit, so if they want, just kidding. I think that because I chose a specific template, I can't move them over. When I was playing around with it earlier, you can move them to certain spots and have it look the way that you want it. So basically, they create what's called a mind map, and it represents words, items, concepts that are all linked into one central topic. And I think it's a great way for kids to kind of visualize, and like for me personally, sometimes when I'm taking notes during class, it can be hard for me to figure out how I want to like arrange it and make it look a certain way. And so I like that this can kind of like, it makes it easier almost to take notes. So yeah, and then there's an app version of this. Right now I'm just using the website, but yeah.
Cool. Okay, so what age group do you think this is best for?
I would say this is probably best for about 5th through 12th graders. I think you could probably make it work for 4th graders, but I feel like even the easiest version of it, like the example that I just did, I feel like it's a little too much for younger kids. So I would probably say like 4th or 5th grade and up.
Okay. And how much does it cost?
There is a free version of it, which is what I was just using, but it's kind of just like a little sample. If you want to like, I think the basic version only lets you create like 3 mind maps, and then that's it. So you kind of have to get the other one. They call it like a freemium, I think. There's like free version, and then there's like premium. If you want more stuff, you have to buy it. So like the lowest is $4.99 a month, and then for like a business level, it can be like $12.50 a month. So it kind of just depends on like which version of it you want to use.
Okay. And then what are the ratings and reviews for this app?
So I looked on Capterra, I think is how you call it. And it was rated a 4.8 out of 5. So it was pretty good. They talked a lot about how it's very easy to use, it's very organized. It's also effective because it not only like it allows them to take notes, but it also kind of makes them think about how all of the stuff that they're talking about is related. So I think that that's pretty cool. And then on Common Sense, it was rated a 4 out of 5. On that website, the reviews kind of talked about how there was a privacy issue with like it displaying personal information or something like that. So that was a little bit of concern, but for the most part, the ratings were really good.
Okay. And how would you rate this on the SAMR framework scale?
When I was first looking at it, I think it categorized under substitution because it goes from like taking handwritten notes to just being on a computer and kind of typing up your notes that way. But as I was thinking about it, I think it could fall under augmentation too, because it kind of it makes it more beneficial for them. Like I said earlier, like instead of just taking down notes and writing down whatever the teacher said, they can arrange it to look the way that they want it, and they have to kind of think about the relationships between everything that they've talked about and how it all comes together. And then for Pick Rat, this one was a little bit harder for me. I feel like it could be under passive or interactive on the kids' side. More interactive than passive, but still a little bit passive. And then on the teacher's side, it could be, I feel like it amplifies. So it would probably be like IR, IA, kind of just depends. So,
yeah. Perfect.
Oh, I also forgot to mention, there's a cool thing on it where you can actually comment on each other's things. So the teacher can share it with the students. They can comment on hers if she has one on the board and is like sharing it with the students and using it to teach her lesson. They're able to like make comments on it, but the students can share it with each other too and make comments and be like, hey, this is super awesome. So I thought that was pretty cool. It makes it more interactive. So
yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. All right. Janie, what did you use for your EdTech tool?
Okay, so I did KidBlog, which is a way for teachers to safely publish student writing while a student builds their own portfolio. KidBlog empowers students to write with a meaningful purpose, like they have an audience. You can also connect with other students. Like you could connect with the same hallway, you could connect with your district or even around the world. So it could even be like a pen pal type of deal. Parents can access it so they can see everything that their students are writing. And it also can document progress. Like if you start using it from 2nd grade, you can see your progress till 5th grade or whenever you stop using it, which I think is super cool. And
That's
I'm
awesome.
going to share my screen so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is my dashboard. So if I was in multiple classes, they would all show up on here. This is the class that I created as a teacher. You can also create multiple classes, and for a student to join the class, there's a join code that they enter in. Currently, I don't have any, or I have a post from KidBlog, and so this is how it shows up, just like a blog, and then you can open this up here. And this is just pretty much an introduction, and anyone can leave a comment, which is super cool, super interactive. So if I go back to my class, I can search my members right here and make sure that my class is in there or whatever. I can also sort it by different categories. So if you had certain different projects you wanted to have the students write on, you could put them into categories. You can also include certain links. So if you want them to look at a certain article before they write their blog post about it. And then, so here's all of the posts, and then you can go over here to look at all of the comments that people have written on them, which is super cool. And then you can edit your profile, and you can, the cool thing about it is that students get to build their own portfolio that their classmates get to see.
Sweet. So, what are the ratings for this?
Okay, so it is rated pretty good. Everywhere that I looked, it was rated like a 4.5 to 5 stars. People said that the freedom to create your own blog exactly the way that you want was super cool for the students to be able to express their creativity. But it's also super easy to use software. So all students can use it. Another thing that people said was that it's cool that you can turn your blog into a collaborative community. because as many students as they want to allow can see all of their blog posts and comments and stuff.
How much does it cost?
Okay, so there's like a free month trial, but after that, you can get an annual membership. It's $54 a year or $12 monthly.
And did you say earlier what age group it was for?
No, so I think it says advertises as K through 12, but I think that it might be too difficult for kindergartners to use. So I think maybe 1st through 8th grade, because I think it would be a super cool thing to use in middle school as well as elementary.
Perfect. And then I know that Caitlin talked about how hers can be like in 35 different languages, and mine can be in like 12, I think it said.
Yeah.
Is yours able to like adapt to that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so it's advertised as people all over the world can use it because of the many different languages that can be translated into, but also it can create like a virtual pen pal atmosphere. So like you can post certain things and your pen pal can comment on it from wherever they are.
That's so cool. That's like a really cool way to make it interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the teachers can also monitor all activity within a community of writers. The students can't post anything until a teacher has approved it. So as the students try to post things, the teacher then gets like a list of notifications from the students and they approve it, or they can deny it if it's inappropriate, has any appropriate information or anything, and they can just tell them to edit it and change it and then repost it.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else about that you wanted to share?
Well, on SAMR, I rated it as augmentation because it's a direct substitute for certain things as like just writing in general and also pen pal. So it has functional improvement. And then on PICRAT, I said it is creative for the students because they get to create their own community and use their own writing as blog posts, and they can comment on each other's, which is also interactive. So I don't know, it's creative, but also interactive. And then for a teacher, I think it amplifies because they get to create assignments for their students to write things, but then also the other students get to interact with them and they get to read each other's blog posts and comment and things like that, so I think it amplifies the reading process, like, because it gives them a reason to write, I feel like, because all the other students get to see it and get to comment on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
I'm just curious, did you know about this app like beforehand, or did you just find it?
I didn't. I just found it, except I think it's super cool. Like, I think that it creates a super cool atmosphere. Like, I would have loved to use this, like creating blog posts and like getting to comment on my friends' blog posts and stuff. Even if it's just assignments, I think it makes the students like way more interactive with it and like be more interested because they get to read about what the other students found out about it and read what their peers are writing about their writing. I just think it's super cool.
Yeah, I agree. It makes it more exciting to participate in. So yeah, that's
for
cool.
Sure. And I also think it's super cool that the teacher gets to monitor it, because you give free reign to middle school and elementary school students to write whatever they want, and that could get pretty messy. So I think it's super cool that the app has created a way that the teachers get to monitor everything that the students are writing.
Yeah, that is very nice.
For sure.
Perfect. Alrighty, well,
right.
I think that's all then. So thank you everybody for listening.